Good morning. Hello, good morning. I am going to have to turn down the music actually. It's distracting for me. I didn't mean to turn it off, but let's see if I can turn it down just ever so slightly. Is that better? I know it helps me out a little bit. I was able to get the headphones working, so I feel like we're on a new level of technical proficiency here. I can hear the music and everything that you guys hear through the desktop without you getting all that feedback into my mic from my speakers letting me know what you guys are also hearing. So hopefully that's an improvement. Good morning. Hi Pilfer Pop. Hi Deadlight Switch. Thank you both for being here this morning. I'm really excited to get back into the book. I thought, hi Cody. You'll be AFK, but have a great stream. Okay, thank you, Cody. Thank you for being AFK. I appreciate the support even in that way, so that's pretty awesome. Pilfer Draws, you got the cat headphones, so good. I do. They're so tiny, though. Like, I have just the tiniest little ears. I was thinking, I mean, they're meant to be cat ears, but I almost feel like they're like little piggy ears, you know? But cute either way, so it's a lot of fun to be able to just spoof up things and have fun with it. Yeah, so headphones are in, mic's plugged in, and as far as I can tell, they're both working, which is terrific. You guys should be hearing a light, royalty-free background music, which I will stop here in a moment because I have a couple things that I want to be able to show you before we set that to just play indefinitely in the background. I started the book open on a comic paneling spread this time because they usually start like this. And I think that becomes like the gif of every stream is just the front of this book. So I figured I'd change it up a little bit this time. So I think I might have to scoot this over a little bit so that I can still see what you guys write in chat. There we go. And yeah, so today we are going to reveal last week's page like we always do. Last week. Time flies. Last stream's page like we usually do, and I'll go ahead and open the book up. Got my handy dandy loose page bookmark going on here. Instead of the coffee cup this time we have like a roasted marshmallow. But we drew this page last stream, and what we came up with was some very fun team name picking for registration for the other two teams that we had. And that would be the Bakery Bandits, who, despite their proclamations of being the ultimate team, are clearly up to something nefarious. I mean, I know it's a bake-off, but chicken pot pie or perhaps turkey pot pie would technically count as a baking item. So I'm a little bit concerned with what Dr. Crow is doing over here. It's a little bit concerning. Candy Lamity, it might be coincidence, it might just be wrong place at wrong time, her being in proximity to this fella knocked on the ground, which, whose idea was that last stream? They really wanted this character, so we added him back here. I put Food Coma and then realized Sugar Crash would have been better since Candy Lamity is sharing a panel with him, but it was too late. It was already down on paper, it was already in ink, it was already colored in, so at that point I really had to like be okay with it. And then we have this lovely table spanning 3 panels with the other team, who, I don't know if you guys can see this, so I'm going to go ahead and lift it up for you. They're down here having their, oh, it's out of focus. Will it refocus? Will it stop focus? Huh. Let me see if I can get this to focus on my hand and the page. Is that legible? Hopefully that's legible. We have Mia here saying we're Team Fungi because she does have quite the preoccupation with mushrooms. And then we have Lily V, Pilfer, your character, who is calling Team Hops a lot. And I did think that that was an accurate choice since we have both the bunny and the kangaroo on this team. So we mushed them together, or our registration soldier down here mushed them together into registering Team Fungi Hops a Lot. So that's where we landed last stream. Hi Bing, how are you? And We are now to those beautiful 3 splice paneling here that I had been coveting 2 streams ago. And we also have our 3 established teams, so we could really wreak havoc with these paneling now, team per team per team. And I do realize that, I don't know if he's here, yeah, Deadlight Switcher here. I did realize over the Discord during all of this in between time that I had miscostumed Dr. Krog here. I think I carried away with the concept of like a mad scientist, and I gave him like the white, you know, science robes. But his character is actually dressed quite differently based on the original reference material. So at some point we need to do like a wardrobe change. He can just suddenly show up in the other outfit and everybody being looking at him. He can just kind of be like, what? You know? Or he came up with a very, Deadlight Switch came up with a very valid excuse for a costume change. Just him being like, we're about to be baking, I'm not trying to get my lab coat dirty, anything like that. So it's just something I want to work into here. You know, we can workshop that in somewhere along the way so that we can get him into his proper wardrobe. Hi, Tuck. Oh my goodness, how do I say that? Takayudhis there. You know what? We're just gonna call it I'm just gonna read the second word, which is Asuro. Hello. Hi, welcome to the stream. I'm glad you were able to make it. So the other thing I wanted to show you guys, besides just the finished page from the last stream, is this. I reached back here for the mouse is up here. Is this. I'm gonna pause the music, and over here, we'll go full screen, are these stream cards that I've been working on. Many of you have probably already seen this on my channel, but I'm going to go ahead and do a quick playthrough on stream so that you guys can take a look at the cards we've completed. We're not going to watch the entire drawing process, just the card reveal, and then we'll talk about it a little bit as we continue our comic excursion today. So let me go ahead and flip over to that screen. There we go. I had to make sure I turned my own mic back on so that I could talk to you guys now. Alright, so I saw that you guys liked the cards in the chat. I appreciate that. I am really excited about these. These are all characters. All of those cards came from this stream series. And right out of this comic book, we did not have Candy Limited yet. I still have to add her. But we had Candy the Kangaroo Candy down here, Candy with a K. We had Lily Bee, as well as Crumbleton Batterson and a few others. Dr. Crow on the card set is wearing the appropriate clothing, so if you saw what he was wearing there, that's what he should be wearing moving forward throughout the comic, because that is his original design. And then we had Schmeagle as well. Schmeagle, which is Nancy's character. So, the plan for these stream cards is that I'm going to go ahead and finish a set of 18, and then I will get them printed at the printers. I've already got all of that set up, and I've got the existing cards already in a batch waiting to print once I complete the set. And everything is looking like it's going to turn out really good. I'm going to print them in holographic, so that's really exciting. And then, once I have them in hand and I can check that they all turned out correctly and we don't have any like issues with like them printing over or being unaligned or just like text falling off of the edge of the card or anything like that, once I QC them, quality check them, I will be doing a giveaway during stream, and the winner will receive in the mail, as long as you're comfortable with giving me a place to send them to, you will receive kind of like a, what do you call those? Like the little card packs, you know, like a booster pack or something, but like I will send you some cards from the stream deck, and I will do this a couple of times, so it won't just be one giveaway. I'm actually going to, once I make sure that they print correctly, I'm going to order a couple sets, and I'm going to give them away and do different, like, the first one I want to do is going to be sort of a puzzle that you have to solve, and the first person to come to me with the correct answer, kind of like a Sphinx, will be our winner, and we'll get the first giveaway. So that's how I plan on doing that, and then I'm not sure how I'll do the other giveaways, but those are what's coming up. I have that in the pipeline, and I'm really excited for it. And I know that a couple of people have been asking, I know Space Raptor Infinite at the very top of the chat before we began streaming had been asking about the stream cards and how to add a character to the deck, and the way we do that is come to stream, and we will create new characters to incorporate into the story as we move forward. So that's how we've been doing it, and that's how we will continue to do it until we reach our story's conclusion. So, one thing to note is that previously we had been doing them here. This has been our character creation exercise in this book. We've obviously filled all these boxes, so I found a new area of the book, another exercise. This one is about, we can ignore these guys after the red X's because we'll know that they're not comic related. This exercise is a line of action exercise, so this is our new spread for where we will create new characters or add new characters to the book. And one last time, this is the front of the book. It's an amazing $10 buy from Barnes & Noble. Absolutely worth every cent spent on it. This book has been amazing. It's got loads and loads and loads of, you know, lessons in the front part of the book, and then the back of the book is just straight up a wealth of paneling, so lots of mileage can be had with this book. Now for the hard part, which is figuring out what we're going to do next with our story and what I'm going to draw. And I have my mechanical pencil here, and I'm ready to activate and to get moving. I just need some guidance from you all in the chat on where you would like us to go with the story today. And do let me know if I need to adjust any of my settings as far as the audio goes. If the music is too loud, too quiet, you can hear it, you can't hear it, you would like to hear it, or you hate it and you don't want to hear it anymore. I can make adjustments, I just need that feedback from you all. And then, yeah, I mean, I think audio is kind of like the last issue I needed to resolve, knock on wood. Didn't you say you were going to do group shots of each team in the slanty panels? Yes, that's kind of like, I was looking forward to getting to this part. And now that we're here, we have our team, our teams, we can actually, I'm so sorry, my voice is doing weird things. I'm not sick, I don't have COVID or anything, I just have a little bit of dry throat, I think. Yeah, we can do sort of like those action at the ready poses or something with our heroes. Are they called hero shots? Not heroes, but our teams in hero shots, if that makes sense. You could try something like that. I do want to talk about this guy for a second. If you were at the last stream, you might remember him looking quite different. He had like that mask on and the weird M part on the two big bangs. And I talked to Lurking Tony off stream, and I had completely misremembered which anime he had referenced as his inspiration. And so he sent me, and I will go ahead and click over here so you guys can take a look. Wrong mouse. Maybe if I just move this mouse, I won't reach for it. Let me go over here. Yeah. So if I click over, you guys will see this fella right here. And he is the actual point of reference for this new character that Lurking Tony wanted us to include. So I had pulled from completely the wrong anime, but that's okay. I have since corrected it. Luckily, I was able to go in here and fix him before I threw down the ink. So he was only pencils. It was an easy erase and redraw. And then I took completely from this color scheme of this fella here on the left, and I used that in our panel down here at the very bottom of the screen when we first see this new character. So this is that color scheme. I also borrowed the big waft of hair, the glasses, but I did, instead of doing the square glasses, I went for a big round, too big for, you know, emphasis, glasses, gave him a nice sheen. I also decided to make his vest shiny as well. So the original character had on a blue blazer with a pink colored shirt and tie, and since we're trying to do a little bit of a otherworldly aesthetic here, I went with the vest still, but I made it a pink vest, and then the outer color, the outer layer is still blue, just like the blazer. So we have the blue shirt, the pink vest, the super blonde hair, it's like a lemon yellow blonde, and then naturally, well, not naturally, but the giant, how could you ignore it, sunglasses. Another thing that I did was just differentiate between water and sky, even though they are two separate blue colors. I had some trouble with this, so I brought out, I want to show you guys this thing. I'll grab my egg, and I kept the packaging just so I could show you this, but I originally got this snow marker back in the winter from, I think Joanne Fabrics, maybe it was Michael's. It might have been Michael's. And it's meant to create kind of a textured snow look. You can use it on fabrics or paper. Obviously, I chose to use it on paper, but I did not use it to make snow. I used it to create foam, sea foam in the water. And here's the actual marker itself. And now that I've shown you this, I can throw away this wrapping. But here's the marker I used, and I don't know how obvious it is. Maybe on Discord you can see it a little better. But here we have, if this camera would focus, I don't know why it's struggling today. Just when I fix the audio issues, now we have camera issues. It's remarkable. Let me grab the riser. Maybe if I stabilize this, it'll be more keen on focusing. There we go. I just had to touch the camera, unfortunately. So here we're looking at the seaside POV, I guess, here. And I was able to use that white pen to create all this froth in the water. So we have all this frothy water here. And I liked it there, so I decided to do it down here as well for their background. And it's really textured, it's kind of fun to touch, but hopefully it looks just as good as it feels on camera. Wait, doesn't there need to be a judge for the contest? Yes, there does. Since it's a royal bake-off, I feel like it should be a member of the royal family. Like maybe the king, or maybe it's the whole royal family. So we do like king, queen, princess, prince kind of thing. You know, that's something we can definitely decide here in the stream. So I think that that's something that we should talk about and figure out who it is that is going to be enjoying these feasts and doing all the judging for this contest. I did name this character off stream, so this character down here, and I'm your host, Mock. It's MOC for Master of Ceremonies, and if Tony comes back and wants to name his actual name versus his title, I'm definitely open to that. So if you see Tony in the chat, please, ping him with that question just in case I don't catch him while he's in here. That way we can find the answer to that question. What is this guy, the Master of Ceremonies, the MOC, what is his actual name? And yeah, so let's figure out here, what do we want to do with this? What do we want to, contest-wise, we have our Master of Ceremonies, who's going to be the guy that, like if you watched Lego Masters, he's like what is his name, Burnett, the voice of Lego Batman. He is sort of that character for this whole competition. He's going to be the one who's like explaining the challenge and giving them the rules and limitations. That's what Mock's job is. And then of course our judges will be somebody from the royal family. Alright, does there need to be a judge for the contest? Yes, so that's the question, and I believe that is probably the most sensible answer, is to make it somebody from the royal pedigree. But that's somebody that we can create on stream. We haven't actually done character creation in a couple of streams. We've mostly been progressing story. But if you want to, I have a new exercise picked out in the book that we could draw on to create these new characters. I'm gonna stand up for a second and sit back down because my feet need to be up on the chair. Also, gives me just a little more. Yeah. So that's where we are with that, and we're gonna have to create a king or a queen or something. And the really interesting thing I'm asking myself when I think about this, with the whole seaside castle, seaside kingdom, the crab soldiers and things like that, what kind of creature type even would the king and queen be? Like, are these gonna be people? Are they gonna be, I don't know, like gosh, seagulls or something? It doesn't seem like the most regal thing, although it would be super cute to see a seagull in a crown. I just looked it up. Looks like the announcer's name is Mr. Alonza. Should the king and queen be seagulls? Yeah, that's what I was just asking myself too. I feel like it would be kind of cute, but then it'd be kind of hard to hate them if the king and queen are supposed to be duping these people into a very poor prize pool. But it's possible. I mean, anything's possible if we decide to be creative in that endeavor. Seagulls, yeah. I could see I gotta do some Pinterest polls or something for drawing seagulls. But we could definitely do that. Looked it up now. Oh, right, So this character is not a direct copy of that anime character. It is inspired by that anime character. So he's not the same guy. We're not going to take the same name from him. I really don't want somebody copyright striking me 3 years from now because of borrowing inspiration from this guy on an anime I haven't even seen. But yeah, so this is going to be a different character based on that reference. Should the king and queen be, we busted. I'm telling Pilfer, no. Why are you trying to get me in trouble like that, man? Why are you trying to screw me? No. I'm gonna get Leah. Leah's gonna back me up on this one. She's gonna come for you, Pilfer. I do not have coffee today because I did not have time to make coffee. I am just drinking, can you see this? I'm drinking a Monster energy drink. Not sponsored, but that is my fuel for today. So if we get to inking later on today and everything's looking a little bit shaky, that might be why. Might have had a little too much caffeine. what was it? What was I gonna say? I forget. I had something I wanted to tell you. Ooh, yeah, Deadlight Switch. He's our witness. Okay, I take it back. Leah scares me. She'll beat me up. See, I know how to name names and pull out the big guns. Leah's got my back, man. She'll come for you. Friendly Leah. Oh man. Yeah, so really this is the hardest part of every stream is looking at a blank page. And trying to make the first mark. So especially, I know we're like 8 streams in, 7 pages under our belt. I'm still not that terribly comfortable with traditional art. I wanted to edit and do yesterday when I was coloring the last page. I wanted to lasso something and move it yesterday, and I couldn't. So I'm still getting familiar with this, and it is a little intimidating even now. But we're making it work, and you guys are helping me along with this much needed exercise so that I can become comfortable and experienced and hopefully skilled at traditional art. And I also wanted to, that's something for another day. We'll circle back to that thought. Let me just push that on my brain for a second. I also did not paint my nails for this stream, so the polish that I have on is a little bit chipped. Just like not having time for coffee, I did not have time to paint my nails. I mean, I could have, but it would have still been wet when we started rolling, so I opted out of that because I just didn't feel like smudging nail polish all over the page. Hopefully that was the right choice. Yeah, you, me, Leah, and Sticky could collab on a video. Monster Energies are bad for you. Is it still bad for me if it's the sugar-free kind, though? Do I get, like, a little bit of, like, a pass for that? They are sugar-free energy drinks. It's still, like, super packed with the whole caffeine and taurine or whatever, but it is at least sugar-free. So, hopefully that counts for something. Yeah, Pilfer, I'm down to collab. In fact, I'm really hoping that when you come back to LA this summer, that we can do a live and in-person collab while you guys are visiting. So, yeah, I'm 100% in on the collab. I think collabs are fun. I really enjoyed the previous ones that I've done. I've done, like, I think 3 collabs now on my channel, and I have, like, a small but quality content collab playlist on my channel for anybody that's interested in checking those out. But yeah. I like collabing. I think collabing is wonderful, and I think it's really fun to do something with others so that you can share the experience. That way, when you get to the end of it, you're really excited and proud about what you made. Other people are just as invested and just as excited and just as proud of the work as well. So it's really fun to share that experience. Have I procrastinated enough? Is it time to start drawing? Alright, so who should I start with? Where can I start? That's gonna be easiest on me. Maybe I can start with this team of the crop. Yeah. Maybe we should start with these guys, since they were first ones in. So this was slanting this way. Let's go ahead and just do... So, if we wanted... Alright, so thinking... Let's say if this was Oral, and this was Chase, and then down here is Dave, because he's little. And then down here, I did not leave enough space, is the cat. And our cat Zelda was originally drawn on this square space. So we did a square design. That's why, if anybody was wondering why Zelda's head is square, why I have a square-headed cat, that would be why. So yeah, Earl, Chase. I think I can squish Chase over a tiny bit. Maybe I shouldn't. Earl's kind of a bigger dude. Dave and all his flowery mane will give him a little bit more height here. The cat, and then cat ears. I feel like the cat tail can give him a little bit more height as well. And we'll be able to do like their shot, but the trick here to making these panels work is going to be the expressions. If they're not intense, ready to rumble expressions, like they're about to like blow the whistle, and these guys are all going to dive on their baking surface or their baking table or whatever it is that they've got going on. If we don't have game faces on, then these panels don't make a lot of sense. So that's where we're really going to have to be meticulous, I think. Gotta have the speed lines too. Oh, the speed lines. Okay, so that's going to be tough with 4 characters in here, because the speed line needs to vanish all at the same point. And I can't make any one character the center of that point, because then it'll throw off the other characters. The speed lines will go. So like if I made Earl the center, all the speed lines were, I mean I could, but they're kind of going to go. What I should have used last time was a ruler, so let me correct that mistake. I thought about it. I've been thinking about it, looking at the previous page, and I've been wondering what I could have done better. And I added a ruler to my set. So here we go. So if the speed line, if this is the point, right? I'm trying to keep all these lines going back to this point. Let me rotate. I don't know. I'm just adding some lines in here. I'm not sure that this is gonna work out so great, because it's all gonna look like that, basically like what you're seeing on the screen right now. You can add shallow speed lines around the center of the panel, so make it the center. One of my favorite things about this new setup, I'm not super thrilled about sitting with the side of my head to the camera, but I do really appreciate that my camera is now mounted on a separate surface from the desk that I'm drawing on. So now when I'm doing all this erasing or talking with my hands and like touching the book, this camera is not shaking, which is so nice. That was like maybe a small thing, but to me, I feel like it was a big improvement. So speed lines toward the center. You can add shallow speed lines around the center of the panel. Center of the panel, okay. So shallow speed lines. So if this is my point, then I want to do like, I want to come out of this point like this. Like just short little shallow speed lines. Like that. Kind of like, almost like, it looks like there's a vortex behind them now. I'll leave it on there. We'll mull it over. We'll give it some time to breathe and see if the vision starts to like solidify. But I'm thinking those 3, so I've just got some placeholders there for those 4 characters, and then the next team. Let me see if I can find an example. Okay, yeah, if you find an example, send it to me over the Discord. Oh, and for anybody new that's watching this and is not a part of the Discord but would like to be, the link to the Discord is in the description of this video. If for any reason that link is not working for you, let me know. Either ping me in chat, or if you're watching this on replay, then drop it in the comment section and I will update the link so that you can join us in Discord. We're doing all kinds of things over there. We've got like bi-monthly drawing challenges going on. We're doing redraws, art trades, all kinds of fun things. So if you're not in there and you would like to be, you're more than welcome. But I will say it's still a very small community, so we're able to breathe in there. You're not going to get pinged constantly. You're not going to be like harassed or overwhelmed with a very, very large, I guess, like community that is super, super active. And those are lovely. It's great to be in an active community where you feel like there's a lot of life to it. But I will say that one of the things that can be a little overwhelming is being pinged constantly for stuff that doesn't necessarily apply to you. So luckily that's not an issue you're going to run into in my Discord. Not for the foreseeable future. So it's a very chill, it's a very relaxed space, and I have a lot of fun hanging out with people there, and it lets me get to know you guys kind of one-on-one. Like, I really do feel like I've gotten to know my viewers so well through the Discord, and I'm able to talk to them like between videos, which is really nice. Pilfer, you don't post your streams on Twitter? I don't. I have a Twitter, but it's kind of dead. I don't really use it. Twitter to me, so I'm not a big Twitter user. I'm not only do I not post to Twitter, but I also just don't go on Twitter, and I don't like look at other content on Twitter. So it feels a little disingenuous sometimes to try to post to it when I'm not even sure what the culture is on Twitter to be making a post. I don't know if I'm doing it right. So I don't currently post on Twitter. Maybe if I learn a little bit more about the Twitter culture, then I'll post them there. But for right now, it's just sort of like the account exists in case I have a need. I know I originally created one just because Drawing with Jazza was doing a really interesting thing with like some weird like low effort animation software, and he was asking people to submit drawings for it. So I submitted one, but you had to have a Twitter, so I created one. Okay, hang on. There's monkeys in the Discord like Pilfer. Oh, yeah, Pilfer's there. Bing is there. Post an example on the Discord. You posted one. Okay, I'll check. My foot's also falling asleep, so I'm gonna stand up and sit down. Okay. Discord. Let me go over here real quick, and we will take a look, and then I will show you guys so you can take a look. This is the example. Okay, so it's not behind them, it's actually kind of in front of them, and it's coming from the outside edges. So I will erase what I have. And I think, so I'll hold on to this reference thing, and I think that's something I would have to add in post, maybe with like a white gel pen or something, and just lightly stroke that in on top of the finished line art and colors to mimic that look. So I will hold on to that reference, and that's something I will have to add later on down the line, but at least now I have a note of it, and unfortunately it's just something that's gonna have to wait till later, so the gratification is gonna be put off until the end of the process, but I understand now what you mean, and I think that that is definitely manageable. My foot is asleep right now. It's tingling so bad. Okay, so the other two teams, we have Fun Guy Hops a Lot, and we have Bakery Bandits. Oh, my foot is tingling. Just gonna stomp a little bit. All right, so I think another thing we can do, so considering my foot is really asleep. Okay. Trying to think past the tingling in my toes. The people I need to add to these two here are on the opposite page. So just looking over here, Bakery Bandits have Candy Lamity, who is tall. Dr. Crow, who is also tall, and Schmeagle, who is tall. The only little one is the Muffin. So I think we might want to use the wider panel, or the taller panel, for that team. And then the only tall one on this team, the other team, is going to be Mrs. Claus, who, by the way, hi Space Raptor, how are you? I'm glad you're able to make the stream. Mrs. Claus right here, I realized this when I started making the cards. She is not annotated as to who created her. Like, if I go back here to the creation pages, everybody's got like Schmeagle, Nancy, Candy, Deadlight Switch, Dave, Art by Callie. Oh, you can't even see Art by Callie down here. Dave and Art by Callie is listed here. You know, I've got Candy Lamity, Remy Chan, Mrs. Claus. Absolutely no attribution on Mrs. Claus, and I don't know how this happened, so now I have to find out who our creator was for this character. It's like this mind-blowing mystery that, like, it's just not written in here, and I don't know how I managed to not catch that sooner. So I'm gonna have to go back through the stream where she was created, which I think is the second stream. I'm gonna have to go back through the second stream, rewatch it, and find out who it was that gave us this character. So Space Raptor Infinite, I'm good. I have a reference ready. How exactly do I post it? So one way to do it is to send it over Discord. Do you have Discord? If you do, there's a link to my Discord down in the description of this video, of the stream. If you click on that, go to the Discord, you will be able to, I'm gonna go ahead, this mouse is giving me so much trouble, I'm gonna put it over here. I am gonna flip over so you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. So my Discord over here, you'll most likely pop in here on the rules page. Once you accept the rules, you'll be able to go down here to the art channels, and you can drop it right here in the art gallery. Or if you'd like to, you can also put it right here in general chat, and I will see it, and I'll be able to use your reference from the Discord. If you do not have Discord, another way to do this would be to describe the character to me. I won't be able to see it, unfortunately. I guess another way to do it is email. You could email it to me. So I will put my email here in the did I do the ad? Hang on. Let me give you an email you can send it to. So if you send it to this email account, I will be able to find your reference there, and I will add it to our story. Hi, how are you doing, Wheatbread Productions? Welcome to the stream. Hello. We are looking at adding a new character, and this is the page from the last stream that we completed. So normally when we do these streams, you probably know this, you've been here before, we'll draw an entirely new page, and then the following stream I reveal the finished page in color, and this is what the last page looks like. So we have our other two teams registering. This is the Bakery Bandits team in the first three panels, up to their nefarious deeds per use. And then we have in the bottom panels our other team, Fungi Hops a Lot, which is really just her pretty much falling into place with this other team that was kind of pre-established but was down one person. She just kind of slid right in there and made herself a part of the team. And at the very bottom is our new character from Lurking Tony. He has created a host character for us, the Master of Ceremonies, MOC, for the Bake Off. He will be the one providing all the ground rules, the challenges, and the limitations and such. You emailed me the reference. Okay, great. So I will go ahead and check that out. Just give me 1 second. I will now that I know that this is also going to be an option, I will have my email pulled up more readily next time. I see it. Oh, okay. So, first thing I'm going to ask you is, what is your character's name? And the other thing I'm going to do is slide this over here so everybody can take a look. Let me switch screens. Alright, so I am actually really excited for this because we do not have any dinosaurs in our story yet, and of all the creatures that we have added to this comic, none of them have been as big and scary as a raptor. So that's definitely going to put a new spin on this. We've had all these cute little animals, and now we're going to have this scary guy. New character being added soon. Eyes intensify. Yes, Bing. That is an intense character for sure. So let's see what we can do here. All right. Let me back this thing up a second, and I will bring back the screen. And looking through here, our new character exercise, like I was mentioning briefly before, is going to be on this page. So Space Raptor, in previous streams, we used this exercise from the book to do, this was a shape exercise originally. We used this exercise to create characters for the comic. And now that all those boxes are filled, we're going to migrate over here to this line of action exercise for adding new characters to the comic. And these guys, when I first got the book, I was just testing out my brush pen. These guys are not a part of the story. We're just gonna pretend they're not here. Okay, let's just do that. And I don't know what's going on over here. Some googly eyes or something, which, here we go. We'll just, yeah, nice shiny oogly eyes. Lovely. But let's go ahead. I know the page is a little bit marked up, but we're gonna go ahead and do this anyway. We're gonna go through this exercise. I think a great place to start for this guy is maybe this line down here for a line of action, because he does have that really elongated body. His name is Felix. Despite how fearsome he looks, he's really a sweetheart, something the others of his kind will pick on him for. Okay, yeah, he's had a rough life before meeting the characters here. Okay, so looks can be deceiving. I'm hearing that is the theme here of this character. So, first of all, let me see how I would draw him. Felix. So, let me grab the pen. We're going to add that in here first of all, because I need to make sure I'm giving attribution. P-H-Y-L-I-X, Felix. And this is by Space Raptor Infinite. There we go. So now we won't have another Mrs. Claus situation on our hands. We will know whose character this is. Alright, so first of all, I'm thinking head here. Shoulder here. And maybe hips here. And quite like a, I think this is kind of like a the way deers are jointed, if I'm not mistaken. They kind of have this extra joint here. So just looking at the reference, and then I'll obviously need body, top torso here, and tail. And since this panel is so small, I'm actually going to switch the tail around so we can get kind of like a, because it looks like this tail has quite a bit of length to it. This is no short tail. And it's got these like ridges on the end, which we'll want to keep. And he's got the ridges on his back as well. So kind of like Godzilla. We'll add some of those here. And on going down the back of the head as well, he's got this like mohawkish kind of ridgy thing. So we'll stick with that as well. Gotta keep all the fun details. And then, and of course the color scheme here is very much like, it's got sort of like, I mean, scaly, obviously, but it's got like, let me show you guys what I'm looking at again. They're kind of like, it reminds me of sort of rock formations, like when you go hiking and you're looking at some of the like, if like a path was carved maybe between a hill, and then you're seeing all the like slates, right? Like the slates of the rock formation that are kind of overlapping each other, and they're a little bit chiseled out. It kind of reminds me of that, like these raised colors here on the legs and the, well, really all over. It's just different colors and different parts of the body. So it's a very interesting design. I think I like how you did it. I'm just trying to think of how I'll be able to do it in a comic. Because the thing about comics is it's got to be something you can do repeatedly, so I have to make sure I'm paying attention to those details as well. And that's also something I was kind of thinking about with Dr. Crow, Deadlight Switch, your character, and the correct wardrobe for him, the one that we see in the trading card. And it's honestly like, it's a very gorgeous outfit, but it's also super complex, and that complex is so hard to do in animation, and it's really hard to do in sequential art like a comic, because those level of details take a lot of time and precision. But I think we'll be able to manage. I think despite it all, we can pull it off. So this poor guy has been picked on by his own kind. His own species has kind of come for him just for being kind, and that is of course unacceptable. So we're gonna make sure that his new home here in our comic treats him better than that. He's got these ridges also coming off of his wrist, or I mean his forearm. And that is not how I want to draw the hands. So we'll just erase that and pretend like it never happened. Let's do, so it looks like when you do it, you kind of like create almost a round shape. So we'll do that too. We'll create like a round shape. Like that. Cool. And the other leg has to come in here. So it's getting a little muddied. I don't want that, so I'm gonna pull that leg forward actually. Like that. Lovely. And then let's focus on this face here for a second, because I'm definitely seeing this electric blue like shape on the bridge of the nose. Is there something special about that electric blue marking that we should know about? Yeah, he's had a rough... Oh, yeah, I read that part. Let me know if there's anything that I should know about how this character acts, or if he has any like special quirks or something. That way when we go to put him in the comic, even if you're not here for all of it, we're not gonna be like out in a canoe without a paddle. We'll still know what we're doing, and we'll be able to keep moving forward with your character here. So let's add, oh, my belly's crumbling. Let's add his eye here. And hello, Brush Bomber. Hi, how are you? I really hope we are adding a new character to the comic today. You did, you made it to a stream, and I don't know if you saw, but your character has made a couple of appearances. Let me just flip back here for a second. I will put my coffee right here to hold the spot for Space Raptor's character that we're working on. But quickly, I just have to show you Brush Bomber Mia and how she turned out. So this is Mia in the actual comic panel. We did change the hat from the original drawing back in the drawing exercise at the beginning, just because I felt like this would be far more like mushroom theme like, since we do have sort of the mushroom top, and then it's got the ribbed elastic band around the base of the hat. That way it can have sort of that ribbed mushroom look. Same thing with her shirt here and the hair. So I was trying to incorporate that theme everywhere that I could. And I really like how she turned out. I really hope you do too. I just realized we had some orange color transfer there onto her white pants from the previous page, or from the other page. But yeah, so we see Brush Bomber, we see Mia here and here, leading the processional toward the kingdom. And then if we flip over to last stream's page, here she is again joining this team here on the bottom of the page. So they have become Team Fun Guy Hops a Lot, just based on the mashup of her and her Fun Guy speciality, along with this kangaroo and bunny type being a part of a group already. Well, yeah, it's bioluminescence. Okay, so the nose thing glows. Good to know, Space Raptor. I am great, thank you. I watch almost all the past streams, and I love the new design. You did an amazing job. Thank you. I'm really glad you like it. The team name is also amazing. Thanks. I wasn't sure if I wanted to continue, like, just come up with a name off stream for the team, since we didn't finish, or we didn't name them during that page's stream. But I felt like it was better to keep it moving than to stall us at any point in time. So yeah, here's the original. And the big thing was just changing the hat, honestly. Everything else kind of stayed the same. And back here to our coffee mug and our raptor character down here. And I'm gonna stand up again and sit back down again. I have a habit of sitting on my feet, but then they fall asleep, so I have to move them constantly. I have to really rotate around. I have a fun fact about Felix's character if you'd like to hear. Absolutely. Tell us all about these characters. The more we know, the better when it comes to storytelling with them, because it's really like, when you do a collaborative piece like this, it's really an ensemble, right? Like, there is no main character, there's no hero, there's no one chosen one. So with an ensemble piece like this, and this is very reminiscent of my RP groups. So when I do my play-by-post text-based RPGs, which I made a video about, if you guys haven't seen it, do check it out. I'm very passionate about this kind of collaborative effort. I feel the same way about this comic. I think that they both function in the same sort of way, where it's a group of people all coming together to the same place with their own character. So you are all coming together to the same place in this comic, but you're all bringing a different character. So it's an ensemble. It's not a main character and then maybe like a supporting role or something, and then a bad guy. Like, this is an ensemble, and the beautiful thing about that is you get a richer story with a lot of different perspectives, and also with everybody's own personal perspective, you also get like a lot of different conflict, but it can still be lighthearted conflict because the stakes aren't too high. We're not going to do anything that's going to stress anybody out or cause a lot of anxiety or make you just be like, I can't with that anymore. I'm exhausted. I'm overwhelmed. It causes me anxiety or something, because I know I can get that way with a lot of content. Regardless, the point is we're able to enjoy a variety of things in an ensemble piece. So I think that that's really fun. I think that that is very valuable, and I appreciate it, and I like facilitating it. So I like learning about your characters, and I like adding your characters to this place in this story that we're doing. His design is partially based on the JP3 Velociraptor, hence the nasal crest, okay, and the head quills. I'll level with you here. I don't know that much about dinosaurs, but that definitely sounds good. Like, that sounds like you're basing this on something concrete, which makes it easier to recall, and it helps with like the solidity of the design. It'll help with also when you're unsure about something, to just, well, what would this mean to a JP3 Velociraptor? You could research it. Research is great. Reference is great. You could reference it. All kinds of things like that. It's all good. Did you draw that cup? Yes, I did. Me and my coffee habit. I did draw this cup. This is, oh gosh. I did a thing with my coworkers 4 or 5 years ago now, where we did a sort of like a mermaid minus the mermaids. We took the month of May and we each did a drawing every day of the month, and this was one of my drawings. This other one back here that I'm using as a bookmark as well. Where is it? Oh no! Oh, here it is. I moved it off the table. This roasted marshmallow was from that same series of drawings, and now I'm just using these loose pages as bookmarks. Yeah, like 5 years ago, I know. I'm an old lady, you guys. I don't know if you're aware of this. Yeah, I was working for a media company in Washington, D.C. 4 or 5 years ago. It feels like it shouldn't have been that long ago, but I'm pretty sure it actually has been. Yeah. And there was a lot of super creative, super artistic people there. I mean, we were like, there was a whole team. I worked with a team of video editors. I was like the video editing supervisor. And I very often would collaborate with the other team on the other side of the hall, which was the design team. So it was a bunch of graphic designers. And we would, if we had to do an animated video, we would have to combine the two teams. Like, the graphic designers would create all the assets, and the editors would make all the videos. So it was very creative. It was a great atmosphere, really cool people, really great team, and that's where we just decided we were gonna eat up even more of our time by doing a drawing challenge one year. And that's where these come from. I don't even think I have the rest. I think I just have these two now, but yeah, that's the story. That's the story behind my coffee cup and my marshmallow. Looks yummy. Thank you, Brush Bomber. I wish I had a cup of coffee right now, but I'm drinking a Monster, and it's okay. After stream, I'll make some coffee, and then I'll have some coffee, and hopefully I'll be able to stay awake the rest of the day. Alright, so if I can just get his other arm in here, how do I want to, do I just want to, I think I am. I think I'm just going to do the thing where you just kind of silhouette it behind the forward limb to imply that the other one is like kind of right back there behind the first one. And now I can add ink. Let's add some ink to this Velociraptor. BS, there is always a Kane character? Cody, what are you talking about? What's a Kane? What's a Kane character? Oh, a main character. Not always. Ensemble piece, like, well, yeah, Power Rangers is an ensemble piece. You've got 5 or 6 Power Rangers, depending on what season you're in, and none of them are the main character. If you ask a different person, every different person's going to tell you a different thing. Like, somebody might say, well, Kimberly was the main character, obviously. The Pink Ranger, everybody knows Kimberly's name. And then somebody else would be like, well, Tommy was the main character. Was Tommy the Red Ranger? Like, that Ranger was the main character. And then later on, somebody's like, oh, he's the White Ranger, or becomes the White Ranger, so he's the main character, you know? Actually, I think Tommy was the Blue Ranger. Anyway, the point is, everybody's got a different opinion on which Power Ranger was the main character. Some people think the green one, you know? And so that just goes to show that there's not really a main character. It's an ensemble piece and everybody has their favorites. Speech Chapter, there is one sad fact about him though. Partially due to how he was treated, he flinches when someone raises a hand at him. Pretty easy to know why. Gotcha. Okay. Deadlight Switch, I am the main character in Power Rangers. Of course you are. Why didn't I think of that one? Naturally, the conflict is resolved. Deadlight Switch is the main character in Power Rangers. We can close the book on that one. I need to find... So before, I was actually doing all of these with the brush pen, which is over here, the brush pen. But the problem with the brush pen is that it draws a very... So here's the good thing about the brush pen. The brush pen has variable line weight. You can see how beautiful that is? How it gets wide and small. Very wide, very thin. That's beautiful. I love that about the brush pen, but it's also really hard to control sometimes. So what I've started doing with the later pages in the book, like the first 3 were all drawn in brush pen, and my nerves from when I was trying to line art them all with brush pen, especially the word bubbles, trying to write the text. It wasn't the optimal way to do things. So I have since incorporated some micron pens. I have a few Artist Loft micron pens. This is the 0.8. It's not even the one I meant to grab. I meant to grab the 0.5. So there we go, 0.5. These are my main 2 pens now. With this, I've been lining everything with the micron pen first, and then anywhere that I want to add some extra line weight, I've been going back over it with the brush pen. So, for example, if we go back to this last page, looking at the ink on here, it's all very, like, consistent. The line work is all very consistent. The lines here are all the same thinness, except where I wanted to add line weight with the brush pen, which would be around all the speech bubbles, because I obviously want those to pop off the page. So all speech bubbles get outlined with brush pen. I do the text in micron now because it's so much easier to control. And then after coloring, like I waited till color was completely done, I went back over the main characters. I said main characters, but really these are the player characters. You guys, these are your characters, the ensemble characters, not just the cameos of like this turkey and this guy pass out here and this cowboy getting robbed. Those are kind of like cameos. But the actual cast of characters here, I added some heavy line work around them. So even though the line work on the inside of Crumbleton Batterson here is all still the thin micron pen, I run around the outside edge with a darker brush pen, not darker, but thicker brush pen line. Same thing with the bottom of Schmiegal here. The further down I go, the thicker the line gets. It's also kind of creating the illusion of a drop shadow. I don't know where I think the sun is from panel to panel to panel where I'm dropping my shadows, but I did do sort of like a front light, and then it looks like the back of him is kind of shaded, so he's got a heavier line in the back of this guy. I did Candy Lamity just like I did Schmiegal. I brought the line art heavy on the bottom and then not on the top, as if the light is hitting her directly above. And then in these panels we do have directional lighting present in the panel, so I'm able to determine that if the sun's back here, all the shadows should be falling this way. So I did the heavy line art on all four of these characters on this side. Hopefully that makes sense. And then when you go all the way down here to Mock and our soldier guy, I did them the same way I did Crumpleton Batterson. At the top, the muffin, I just did all the outer edges, all the outlining in a heavier, thicker brush pen. And all the finer lines are on the inside of the drawing. It helps to break them up because I noticed back here when we're looking at this one, before I added these heavier lines, that these guys were really just disappearing into their background. And I wasn't really happy with that, so I started adding these heavier lines to break them apart from the background, because we really need, they're the focus of this. The grass and the road here, it's as boring as it can get. So I didn't want us to be losing the characters in the setting. I wanted them to pop off the page, which was really important there, and that's the way I chose to do it. Back up here, now that we've talked about pens for 5 minutes, let's go ahead and apply some ink to this Velociraptor. Okay. And I'm doing it with a 0.5 micron, which is what I've used for most of these. For super duper small details, when I have needed them, well, you'll see somewhere along the line, I've been using the 0.05, which I wasn't even sure was working for a while, so I got it a little bit wet and then capped it and put it away, and miraculously, it did start working again, so thankful for that. Pink, okay, wait a minute, what? Pink was the main character. Okay, Cody thinks Pink Ranger. I should start a poll. Hang on a minute. Let's do this. Let's make this official. Which Power Ranger is the main character? And the answer is going to be pink, red, add option, blue, yellow. Should I even add the Yellow Ranger? The blue and Yellow Rangers? Nope. We're gonna, because it only lets me do 4 choices. So we're gonna pick the ones, the conflicts of interest, which obviously pink, red. Is White and Black Ranger the same person? Which one? So the White Ranger was originally a different Ranger. Somebody tell me who that was, so I can correctly and accurately create this poll. So I know we've got red, green, and black. Was it the Black Ranger that was one of the original other colors? Guys, you gotta help me out here. I don't know the answer to this, and I don't want to put the same Ranger in here twice. Who was the Black Ranger? The Black Ranger was Zach, and then who was the White Ranger? The White Ranger... Okay, I think it's the White Ranger that was originally a different Ranger. So we're gonna go with pink, red, green, and black. Ask the community. Which one is the... There's your poll. Which Power Ranger is the main character? We only get 4 options. I wish I could have put them all, but the poll has a 4 option limit. So we're gonna have to just roll with that. And it is now up to you guys. You get to be the deciding factor on this controversial topic and ultimately decide who is the main Power Ranger. Who is the strongest Ranger? We'll be here all day talking about Power Rangers, which, you know what? I'm okay with. I am absolutely perfectly fine with talking Power Rangers. While you guys sort that out, I'm gonna go ahead and add these pen marks to this guy. it remarkable how they have those leg joints like a horse or a deer, but then they have arm joints like a person, or like a monkey, or like a mammal. Well, horses are mammals too, so that's not a great way to distinguish. But we've got like forearm, bicep. I don't know why we have forearm and then not something else arm, but like we have this arm. We've got combined by the elbow, and then the wrist and hand. And then we have the same thing with the legs. So we match top and bottom. We have thigh, shin, knee in the middle, and an ankle connecting the foot. But then these creatures have, if you look right here, the same thing on the hands, but you come down to the leg. You've got thigh, knee, shin, second knee, second shin, foot or hoof or something, So it's kind of like, why are they in between? It's like they're undecided. I suppose, so horses would have all four in this way. Deer would have all four in this way because they are quad runners. Like they're not biped. They don't stand up on their back two legs. They run on all 4 feet. Or hooves. But then these guys, these raptors, are biped. They stand up on their back 2 legs, so maybe that's why their arms are different from their legs. I don't know. Mysteries of the world. And then, okay. We'll do this very claw-like hand. And like I mentioned before, we will shade in this back arm to create like the silhouette of the other arm in the background. Look up Japanese Spider-Man strongest and best Power Rangers. This is a thing that somebody's already done. Like this debate has already been settled. Animals and humans all the same, just run on the tippy toes like a horse. I cannot argue with that because I too run on my tippy toes. Pink Ranger's hot. She has a visor for days and that helmet. Oh baby. This poll is rigged. It didn't count my vote. What? It didn't? Okay, where are we on this poll anyway? How are we looking? I am seeing 50% pink, 33% Green Ranger, 17% red. So I'm not seeing a definitive winner here. I am seeing a very divided answer to this question. But Bing, if it didn't count your answer, who did you, sorry, was it Bing? Yeah, who did you vote for, Bing, that it didn't count your answer? It's divided because I am the real main character. Deadlight maintains his side of the story. The leg shape helps with speed. I don't doubt that at all. I definitely can't outrun a horse or a deer, so I'm not at all surprised by that. Green, I never watched Power Rangers, but green is my favorite color. So the green would be, so if he said 33% now, and we're at 6 votes, plus 7 if it counted Bing's. 3, that means 3 are Pink Ranger right now, 2 are green, 1 is red. So then green and pink would be tied if we included Bing's vote. and the red would have a slightly smaller percentage of the vote count now. So I'm seeing that green and pink are tied based on this information. Talking Mighty Morphin here, the Mighty Morphin powers. There's so many generations of Power Rangers. I did grow up with Power Rangers though. Cody and I both did. This was kind of our... We even had our own backyard version of Power Rangers growing up. We used to play... I don't know if we were like... just so prepared to escape copyright claim or something. I don't know. But for some reason, instead of just playing regular Power Rangers, we had our version of Power Rangers. They were called the Eagle... Oh boy, Cody, can you help me out here? Do you remember Eagle something? Were we so bad at this that we completely ripped it off and just called it Mighty Morphin Eagle Rangers or something? I don't remember, but I do know that it had the word eagle in it. Nancy might know. If she comes on, she'll be able to... She has like a memory, the memory of a steel trap. She can remember anything. There we go. Power Eagles. I'm pretty sure it was Power Eagles. Sorry, my brain definitely just went down that memory lane and I forgot to talk for a minute there. Yeah, we had our own Power Rangers, but they weren't called Power Rangers, they were called Power Eagles. And we used to play it in the backyard on the swing set. Cody, Nancy, and I, who, if you've been to other streams, you've seen them here before. And, yeah, childhood memories. Grew up with them. The Beetleborgs? The Beetleborgs. Were those the bad guys? The little shiny silver, people that Rita would send down from the moon for the Power Rangers to fight? Some of y'all aren't old enough for this conversation. Some of you were not around for this version of Power Rangers. I don't know what I'm doing now at this point. I'm just going over it with the brush pen for no rhyme or reason, which usually results in kind of an feeling if you're not doing something with intention. So I'm gonna try and figure out what I was doing here when my brain was checked out and clean it up a little bit so we can color this guy. Because I think that's what he needs now. So I think that's good. We'll just assume that this is a top-down lighting, like overhead sunlight, and then he's got a little bit of drop shadow on him. That said, ooh, just smack that brush pen in there. Let's go ahead and add some color. Our guy here is going to be multiple shades of sort of blue and green. So I will go ahead and grab a few of those. I don't even think that's colored pencil. Yeah, it is. It's a green blue. So we have a green blue. We have a dark blue, which the color is called Blue Copenhagen, and this one is Sky Blue. And I think we might be able to pull this off with that. Told you pink was the main. This was the other show they made about Power Rangers. Loved that show. Okay, so Space Raptor recognizes it. Pilfer recognizes it. Not necessarily Cody. Space Ranger said his vote didn't go through. Green and pink would be tied right now if that vote counted, so it's still anybody's guess. Well, anybody's game, but Red and Black Ranger apparently. So let's do it this way. Let's do an elimination round. We'll end that poll, and we'll do another one. But this time we'll just do which Power Ranger is the main character, and we'll do Pink Ranger and Green Ranger. Come on. And there we go. Now I've narrowed it down to 2. If you have to choose between these 2, who would you all pick? Let's find out who is the main Power Ranger once and for all. Is Cody correct? Is it the Pink Ranger? Is it the Green Ranger? Is it this raptor who was one of the Power Rangers cyborg animatronics? I really liked the dinosaur cyborgs that they did. I don't know which version of Power Rangers that was, or if that's just something that they had in all the versions and I'm overlooking that. But I do feel that they could have gone generic robot. They could have basically just done, what do you call it, like Pacific Rim. But instead, they kept it thematic and they gave us dinosaurs, and I, for one, appreciate that. Raptor from Beast Machines. I have not seen Beast Machines. I'm gonna go ahead and get this guy's stripes in here. And it looks like they get a little bit longer as they go down the torso, so we're gonna do that. And then we're gonna wean them out a little bit when we get to the tail. And do the arms have it? The arms do, but it's a darker color. So I actually need one more color for this guy. Another dark bluish color. We'll take it. Alright, so the arms have like a color similar to this on them, and we're actually seeing some of this on the face around the eye as well. Still using the reference here that Space Raptor sent me, so I'm not making this up as I go. There is a rhyme and reason to it, and I am still using the reference material that I was given. And we still want this electric blue up here. And now we get to do the rest of the body color, which is actually this warm, or not warmer, but like this sort of darker blue. Why didn't you guys tell me that I was drawing off the screen? You can't even see him. Oh my gosh. And let's click back here. There we go. All right. So we almost have our completed Felix here, the raptor, in his initial sketch. And this stage is actually really crucial because when I go to put your characters in the comic, I usually color off stream. So having these reference images in the book first help me to come back here and check their color schemes, any kind of special markings, clothing, stuff like that, so that I'm able to stay on brand when we do the comic paneling, which is kind of important. I want to do your guys' characters justice, and I want to make sure that everybody is happy with how their character appears in the comic. And then the arms as well. And then for all of these spiky bits, that is a very, very rich blue. So what I'm going to do, but it's also kind of dark. It's like a medium. So we'll do like this. I'll come in here with this medium blue. that I haven't used yet, so that these can stand out as their own type of material. Might need to sharpen this pencil, it's looking a little dull. He has yellow eyes. It's like the one color in him that's not blue is the yellow eyes. Power beagles? No, not beagles, not like a dog. Eagles, like the bird. Power eagles. Power beagles, oh my gosh. Yeah, power eagles. Cody put it in there. Power eagles. Oh my word, I never even thought about beagles. How silly. Power beagles. Oh man. Okay, so we now have him. There is our raptor character, and I feel like I do kind of just want to separate this a little bit. The back here, so we can see where the spiky things kind of start and end. Same thing on the nose here. Let's separate the luminescent bit. What do you think? We have ourselves a new character, the raptor, Felix. And we'll be able to add him to our story here soon. Take a quick sip. Okay, so that said, thank you for joining our team, Space Raptor. We will have to incorporate your character into the story itself now that he's officially in the book. And let's go ahead and all these lovely examples of how to make onomatopoeias in comic form. And our toasty marshmallow is back because we are back on the page. So we are progressing our next page. Here is the previous page in all of its glory. And we are now sliding on over here to this page. And I stuck a pin under here that I probably won't, so we will move that back over here. Whew. Back to the fearsome blank page. Will he have the sickle claw on his foot? Is that the one that's like arched up? And question, I'm seeing on your reference it's arched up on one foot. Is it just the one foot? Want to know who I want to see in the book? Who do you want to see in the book, Cody? Let's make sure we get this in here. And let me grab the brush pen so that we don't lose it if the pencil mark gets smeared away. There we go. So now he has that sickle claw. And war corgis, wargy corgi, wargy corgi. Oh man, coming up with all of these cute, scrappy little dog. Man, I don't think that they would be the mascot for like, I just don't see them being the mascot for a hero team. Although I do commend you for the title. You almost had me. Wargy Corgi. Almost got me there. Yay! Love it, Space Raptor. Perfect. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So yeah, that'll have to make his way into our story somehow. Sit down. Oh, I haven't checked on the Ranger poll. How are we looking here? We have, ooh, it's a really close number. So Green Ranger at 43%, Pink Ranger at 57%. Wow. You know, Cody might be right. It might be Pink Ranger. At least majority says. It might be majority says Pink Ranger. But I still stand with the concept of it as an ensemble piece. I still think the Power Rangers was intended to be an ensemble. Let's see. Commander Quackers. Oh my word. Yeah. Ugh. Should I bring it up on screen? I think I still know where to find it, Cody. I think I know where to find that. I'm gonna check. Because I do. I think I can find it. Let's see. Oh my word. I was right. I know exactly where it is. Oh, that's so funny. Alright, friend. You ready for this? Alright, I'm going to share screen. Cody's OC back from, gosh, like childhood. Do you remember how old you were, bro? Oh, gosh. Yeah. Alright, here we are. Cody's Duck Brigade. Bruce Beak, Featherweight, Commander Bird Brain. What did you call him? He was Commander Quackers. These were your birds. A Pocket Raptor, then she'd give him the old carrot. Okay, Lily Bee. I'm definitely missed some context there. Lily would be so scared of bullying a giant raptor. Yeah, as far as her bullying goes, she might have to draw the line there. Yep, that one. Quackaroni and Cheese. Space Raptor, they both are arched, yes, but it's down while the foot's walking. Gotcha. Okay, so counts on both feet. Yeah, they're birds, alright. Is there more? There's more. The Funny Flock. Did I write that on there, Cody, or was that your original title for this? I don't remember. But these are my brother's characters. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna... Maybe the other one would be easy. Copy image. I'm gonna come over here. And I'm gonna drop these in here. For later, just so that I have them for reference, and I will add your character, Cody. We will add your character to this comic. It will happen, okay? Cody, we are getting your bird into this book. It needs to be done. It has to happen, so we are doing this. Okay, pencil is up, and book is down. Let's make some panels. Let's make a comic page. Oh no, the Pink Ranger is pulling ahead by an even larger number. Somebody voted for her again. 62%. Alright, let's see. I do think, okay, so that one's pretty simple. We have the Team of the Crop sort of bubbled in. I don't know if my quotes were, you know, if they were visible. So now we need to add other teams. And I think the way to go here is going to be Mrs. Claus here. And then she's got those like triangle glasses, so I'll just put some triangles here so we know it's hers. Gotta do some kind of an indicator so that we know what character is what character in here when we do this. And I do apologize, I'm moving around a lot. I'm gonna have to replace this chair at some point. It's so uncomfortable. So it's her, and then the rest of her team is tiny. Didn't I say the tiny team should go down here? Although if the other team is more equaler height, I should put them in the smaller spot because their headshots aren't going to be offset as much. Does that make sense? So since her team's headshots are going to be offset, so she'd be there, but then like Mia would be like here. So it'd be like Mia's. But then they just keep going down the line. So there's Mia, and then there's Candy, which I honestly should space them out more too, because I'm not doing a very good job of spacing these at the moment. So we will try that again. Not in the same spot before. Let's do Mia here. And then we'll do Candy with a K. Also Candy Kangaroo. Like here. And then that means this last spot, Candy should be slightly shorter than Mia, slightly shorter than Mia. This is why I wanted the gradual slope, because there is a height difference for these characters, and I do want to make sure we capture that, because that is part of the dynamic. If I just throw all their heads all kind of like smushed together in a line, it's not, they just look like disembodied heads. They won't have that size relativity to one another, and that can be a little bit disarming as well. And then we have, who's else on the, oh, of course, Lily B, the littlest one, is going to be down here. With her bunny ears, which will give her a little bit of height. But we all know that Lily is a shorty. Lily B is that short stuff. So that's where Lily will go. And honestly, as much as I like the way I did those ears, I still think she's way too close in height to Candy. So let's, one more time. This is why the loose sketch is so important, because if I went in here and painstakingly detailed each of these placements and then realized that they weren't the right size relative to one another, that would be so sad trying to erase that. Like, erasing all that hard work would be painful. But because I'm actually just being very, very loose with my placements right now, it's quicker, for one. I don't have to put you guys through me drawing the same thing 30 times, but it's also just it's just a better way to figure out where to put them before actually putting them there, like before making it permanent. And I kind of liked the inward ears like that. I do think we could go a little bigger maybe, but we'll figure it out once we start detailing in the character. Lily B, little B. Yeah, Deadlight Switch called it. You hear that, Pooper? Little B. Little Lily B is a little B. So then we have, yeah, so there's these guys, and again, the expressions are going to be so key here. I gotta give them those game faces, otherwise these lineups are kind of senseless. They have to be intense. These have to carry some weight, so those facial features are going to be a lot of work. I'm going to make sure that I painstakingly nail each of them so that it makes an impact on this page. The way to really maximize the potential of this 3 slanted panel. And then lastly, the one where everybody's kind of the same size except for the muffin. So I'll put the muffin, because he's small. We'll put him at the smallest part here. And then we have Candy, Schmeagle, Dr. Crow. So one, I mean, that's probably right though. That's probably the right proportion, but I'll move it over. 1, 2, 3. The one thing we do lose though with this is the wings for Candy are definitely going to be off the page. So we're not going to see Candy's Candy Cane wings. Candy Lamity's Candy Cane Wings in this shot. But it's such a tight shot. We really should just be focusing on their faces anyway. So the question is now, which one of these 3 circles is which one? No, Deadlight Switch, not Smelly Bee. Come on. I guess it makes sense that it's that way because a chaotic stream comic. I'm going back and reading the older pages and I realized at the beginning of the story doesn't really make that much sense. Yeah, we started off with just a scenario, and then about the 3rd page in, we sort of add some exposition to explain what's going on, kind of like retroactively. So if I flip back here to the 1st page, you just have these people looking at this cart, this broken down cart, and Dave just decides to be possessive, and he's like, oh yeah, it's mine, that's mine, my stuff, mine. Second stream, we introduced some new characters, but I wasn't sure how to do it in a setting that was already full, so we decided to have them hiding. So we had Lily be hiding under the cart, we had Candy hiding in the bag inside the cart, which did exist over here, that was already in there. And then Mrs. Claus, we stuck her behind a tree. So we're starting to find a story in here. We didn't have one to begin with, but we're starting to find it. We're starting to find our story with these, the original occupants hiding about. And then on the 3rd page, we have this ambush. So new character, new stream, new characters, new way to introduce them to the story. So 2nd page they were hiding, 3rd page they're all sort of ambushing, dropping out of the trees. So swinging out of the trees, literally dropping out of the tree. Same here, and then we end up with these guys. So now that we have 12 characters, or is it 11? 11 at this point, 11 characters all in the same space. That's when we decided over here, page 4, so it's really by the 4th page, to tie it all together. So you get this dialogue here, particularly down here, these 3 panels, that explains what you're seeing, what you're reading. So they're the ones who ambushed us, they broke our cart and ruined all of our supplies. So there is the exposition we needed to tie all of these things together from those first 3 streams. And now we have a story. We have these people who were in their cart being ambushed by these guys who were trying to steal from them, and the original characters that we started with just happened to see the aftermath, and now that they've stumbled upon it, they're all a part of the same scene. And Mia also just comes along out of nowhere and is like, you know, just skipping along, like, what are you guys doing? Party's this way, you know, kind of thing. And that's where we ended up with all of that. Haha, I hope you get beat up. I'm about to use Smelly. Oh dear, Deadlight Switch. I'm gonna have to remove that one. We're not gonna fake threaten to beat anybody up, even their characters. It's just not a good look. Let's not do that. I'm not allowed to use that word anymore, Deadlight Perry. The platypus flipping me a pilfer. Oh, I see. Sorry, Deadlight. I didn't realize there was context. Honestly, my stream is censoring the word smelly. It's starting to ask me if I want to give you permission to post these posts that say the word smelly. So I think we're just gonna have to nix that word from our vocabulary if you want your chat to go through. Let's see. Candy Lamity's dress changed colors several times too. So, fun fact about that, it's actually all the same color. It just looks different in each photo because the dress is painted with a silver shiny paint pen. And depending on the light, where the lighting is hitting the page, when I take the photo of the page, that's the color that it shows up as. So it's actually just a very, very shiny dress. I wonder how Felix will be introduced. Am I allowed to use Stinky instead? Well, it didn't flag Stinky. I don't know that it makes a difference, but technically speaking, the chat didn't flag it for me, so. I don't know how we'll do it, Raptor, but I think that we can definitely find a way. We can be creative. We have some extra paneling down. Oh man, let me push the book over so you guys can see a little better. We've got these 2 extra panels down here, which creates the perfect opportunity to drop in some new characters, because we've got our intense lineup, and then we can have a new character come in. Like, question is then, what kind of a role do you want them to have? So is Felix going to be a contestant? Is Felix going to be like a supply runner? Do you want them to be a like the bouncer for the king or something, but maybe they're just really misunderstood and don't want to hurt anybody? Got to go to the bookstore. Bye, guys. Okay, bye, Dead Light Switch. Have a good time at the bookstore. Enjoy your books. Candy Lemonade Dress. Oh, we read that part. Am I allowed to use? We read that part too. So we covered all of those bases. Welcome back, Wheat Bread Productions. Good to see you. Glad to have you back. We created a new character while you were gone, a raptor. So we're going to introduce some dinosaurs to this story, which is going to be really cool and exciting. And we were just trying to figure out how to add them to the story. So, like, are we creating another contestant and another team? Or did we want to give them a different kind of role? Kind of like how Tony's character, Lurking Tony, created a contest host character for us here. We also still need to create our judges, but that might be something we can do on the next page, since I feel like the first challenge will probably be on the next page, since we're sort of just doing these super intense shock value staring contest, like a standoff kind of thing in these 3 panels up here. But I think I'm seeing a great opportunity here to introduce new characters, and I think that that's something we can use these final 2 panels for. I also obviously still wanted to change Dead Light Switch's outfit, so that's something to think about too. But since Dead Light Switch is taken off to the bookstore, maybe we'll put a pin in that and do that on the next page, since they won't be here to ask questions. Yeah, let's create a role for Felix. We need a reason to add Felix to the story. We need a role for him to embody. And I feel like being the misunderstood sweetheart that Felix is, maybe the bouncer / bodyguard role would be a good role for Felix. Like, the king wants him to be this like hard and scary character, but really he just wants to make friends and like be like, "Hi guys, what are you guys doing? How's it going? Need any help?" You know, like I something like that, you know? What do you guys think? And while we figure that out, I'm actually just gonna grab something on my screen and move it around a tiny bit to make it a little bit easier for me to keep track of what's going on in the stream. Oh, Cody, I have some terrible news. It looks like Green Ranger and Pink Ranger are now tied 50-50. So we have a wider pool of votes and a different result now. We're seeing a tiebreaker, or not a tiebreaker, but a tied up poll now with the Green Ranger and Pink Ranger. And I kind of figured that might happen. Let's see here. Let me put I'm sorry, I'm still moving things around on my screen. Alright, supply runner. Okay, so that's good, especially considering it's a bake-off. So all these teams are going to need somebody to run supplies to their tables. And the raptor would be an expedient way of doing it. So let's do that. So we're gonna have, I think what we'll do, a way to do this sensibly, is we'll move Mock over here and have Mock introduce. So the last thing that was said is, and I'm your host, Master of Ceremonies. We can do over here, Mock could be introducing Felix as the supply runner to our contestants. I'm trying to think what the language for that would look like in a very natural way. Like, what is a natural way to say that? So we have, can you still see this guy on screen? Is he still inside the window? Yeah, he's still in the window. So we're gonna carry this guy over and we're gonna give him a speech bubble. And I think what we'll do is we'll break the panel again, but not like with the whole speech bubble, just with the tail of the speech bubble. So we'll do like, we'll give him room to explain this role. So I'll do it kind of like a long bubble. And we'll bring it kind of like this. But I want the tail to break the panel here. So we'll add a little bit of white out to sort of cut through there. And Pilfer says, have the raptor be like, I've been here the whole time, though I'm a raptor, I'm often unseen. But yeah, that makes more sense, so yeah. Okay, Space Raptor and Space Raptor. Is that why the colors you chose for like all the different blues, like a starry night sky and a nebula sort of thing? Is that related to your color scheme? We'll do, okay, so yeah, we'll have, okay, so let me add another circle for another character head. And then this guy's got these ginormous sort of bug-eye glasses, so let's get those in here. Just like that. And that hair, that sort of fluffs like this. Oh no, the cats are clawing at the door. I have to get that. They won't stop. They're persistent. I'll be right back. Buddy? Okay. Alright. So, yeah, we've got Mock here. And we'll just get his hair up in the space like that. Something like that. I'm not sure I'm nailing it, but that's the general idea, that's the general shape. And then we will bring his face down a little more because he's not all glasses. He's still got that show host smile. So let's give him a big open mouth like he's talking. And we'll have this guy over here talking. Maybe even we'll give him, like he can be like, putting a finger up. And the way this works is it kind of looks like, looking at my own hand for reference. How do I do this? I did that wrong. It curves the other way. So you bring the finger down like this, and then the other one is gonna come out like placement. Finger. Other one curls kind of like this. as if he's pointing something out, right? Does that make sense? So looking all right. Get the general hand shape here. But now what I've done is I've created an issue for my speech bubble, which maybe the solution here is to bring it under. And that way we're also not making the raptor look smaller by trying to fit him under a speech bubble. If we can bring him above it, it'll just lend more to the appearance of his height. And I think ultimately that's the way to go. I think that's going to lend itself the best format-wise to this character as a part of the scene. But I do want to kind of mock the same shape, mock. I want to mock the same shape here for this speech bubble as what I had initially put up high. So what I'll do is bring that right in. And we'll still break the speech bubble across these two panels. And it was Pilfer that originally gave me the idea to break the paneling a couple pages ago. And I've since been able to use it a few times in a couple different spots, and I think that it works. We don't have a lot of people talking at once most of the time, so there's not really any confusion. And yeah, I think that'll work. So we'll have him down here introducing and explaining our raptor friend. And storm outside. Oh no, it's storming where you are? Well, hopefully it doesn't cause you any trouble. His Latin name is Nebulus Arcanus Raptoris. That is a mouthful. And yeah, it is. Okay. This music just got really loud for me. I'm gonna go ahead and jump to a different one. This one might be a little more thematic for our beach scene. I think this music might suit it a little better. Let me see if I can adjust it ever so slightly. There we go. And of course, let me know if you're having trouble with hearing the music or anything like that. Storm outside, yeesh. Yeah, that's never fun. Gotta worry about like whether or not that's going to affect your internet, and then for homeowners, you kind of worry a little bit about like, are my gutters overflowing, or are they clean enough, or you know, etc. All the things that come with the blissful responsibility of being a homeowner. All right. So Mock here is going to give us the lowdown on our supply runner, which means we now need to add our supply runner here to this page. So let's go ahead and start like we did before. Oh, I'm going to start by bringing up the reference again, because I feel like I probably should have kept that up all along. Let me grab that again. Over here. Beautiful. And yeah. Alright, back in business. So coming back over here, we've got Mock doing his thing over here as the show host. And that means explaining what I might even want to do is have like I mean, this might be something to think about for later, but if I need more space to really knock out some exposition here, I can have like those linked speech bubbles like this. Oh man, I will... I'm surprised I haven't talked about this yet, but I have become obsessed with webtoons again. I definitely went through a period, I've been actually going through a pretty long phase with webtoon where I've been avoiding it because I have all of this, I guess, guilt for not finishing my webtoon. I have a webtoon on Webtoons, and I'm like 20 or something episodes into it, and I put it into an indefinite hiatus because I had like my move going on and COVID was happening, and my job, when COVID happened, my job actually, I lost my job for COVID related reasons, and then I had to find a new job, and so there was like just a ton of things going on at the time, and doing a webtoon was just not in the cards for me then. So then I stopped doing my webtoon, but I felt so guilty. I smacked the camera. I felt so guilty for stopping the webtoon that I actually stopped reading webtoons as well. Like, I couldn't go on the platform without feeling the responsibility and like the need to work on my webtoon. Like, how could I read and enjoy another webtoon when I should be, you know, drawing another episode of mine, kind of thing. Anyway, I was watching another YouTuber talk about webtoons, and I followed their link to their webtoon, and that led me down this rabbit hole of exploration for different webtoons, including ones that weren't tied to YouTubers. And I got taken complete captive by this webtoon called, what was it? No. Let me go back to Webtoon for a second. Take a look. Oh, what? I can't find it now. Alright, well, I'll bring that back up later when I remember. But I basically just binge watched like it's a TV show. I binge read the entire thing up until the latest episode yesterday, and now I'm like kind of hooked, and I'm wondering if maybe reading them again will give me the push I need to draw them as well. So to be seen whether or not that plays out. But it is comic related. This is comic related. It all sort of connects in some weird way. Just my thoughts on that. And now that we're talking about that, let's go ahead and put our raptor in his panel. So we'll start with that. We'll start with a shoulder and a torso, and then a hip region like this. And so those come down to like a kneecap, into a shin, into another kneecap, into another shin, into an ankle. And I think maybe I even made it too short. Maybe made the leg stumpy compared to the body. Let's adjust. Need more what? What do you, sorry, I don't know what that's in relation to in the context. Need more what? Can you elaborate a little bit for me on that one? I'll try to answer you the best I can. So there's that one. And the foot will kind of stencil that in sort of like there. I think the shoulder should be a little higher, so I'm going to bring it up a little bit. And then of course this tail. So we'll bring that out here like this. And I'm going to do again like I did in the previous drawing. I'm going to just sort of bring this leg forward as well. For that back leg. And I might even, like I did with the back arm, I might even sort of just shade that in to give the illusion that that falls back, that that's away from the forward facing side. So there's that. And then same thing with the arm. Ooh, what if he was carrying like a crate of supplies, like something to sort of make it seem even more, not like he's just floating in a white void of this panel, but is actually doing something physical in a physical space. So we could give him a supply crate. So let's do that. We'll start with arms like this, just like normal, but then we'll need to put like, how should I do this? I feel like maybe I made that too tall. We'll make it shorter. We'll give it a little bit less height so it looks a little bit more crate-like. because it is supposed to be a supply runner and a supply crate. So let's take a look at how you did the hands here again. And he's got sort of like this webbed like that. Did I make the hand a little too big? Perhaps. We'll see. We'll see how it pans out. And he's also got these here. And I feel like the other arm is probably gonna go under like that. And since we're seeing that side of the arm, this is not the panel of that box. This box needs to go wide this way, I think. 3D objects in a 2D space. How about it? Alright, so, and then maybe, but I'm not sure if we should be looking up and over or down and under. So, thinking out loud here. Why is the box the hardest thing to draw? It's just a square. Why is that the hardest part of this entire stream so far, is drawing this box? Okay. The supply crate. You said you need more space, so I said need more what? As in you saying space for After Infinite. I see. Like shortening your name. I get it. Okay, cool. I just wasn't picking up what you were putting down, but I got it now. Okay, so we've got our raptor with his, we need to give him this part. And obviously the luminescent nose piece. And like that. So that's basically the shape marked in, but we need to make sure, and maybe what we can do too, like he's picking it up off of a stack of boxes. So maybe we have like more than one box here and he's just taking the top one off the stack. And if I can mimic it well enough, we can try putting like the stencil-y print on the side. Your construction is getting a lot better, really good. Thank you, Pilfer. I'm trying. I struggled there for a second just to draw a box. I don't know why I had that moment, but I did. But I think we're okay now. So he's gonna be picking up this box off of this pile of boxes, and these are all gonna be like supplies. I feel like Felix is like, I don't know how I'm carrying this thing without thumbs, but I'm happy now. He's just gonna have to dig those nails in, you know, those claws, perforate the box, and then carry it that way. That's my theory. Okay, so we've got oh gosh, I really buggered that part up. We'll clean it up, we'll make it better. There we go, better already. Just needed a little bit of erasing. And obviously before I ink this, I'm going to really get the finer details of the shapes in here. Including the rest of these spikes, which we definitely do not want to lose, so we'll keep those in the design. Same down here on the tail as well. And where else did they have it? On the shoulders, but we already got that part, so that's good. Yeah, I think that's looking good. So Backstreet Box Raptors? Box Raptor is like a boy band or something. It does sound like a boy band name. You're absolutely correct. I stepped away for a bit. Who's the glasses character? Oh, this glasses character. Okay, well that is Lurking Tony's character. He is going to be our contest host. I wrote MOC for Master of Ceremonies. He's not really named yet, so we're just going to call him by like a shorthand title kind of name for the time being until Tony gives him a name. But yeah, he's going to be the one laying down all the ground rules and telling us the limitations of each round of the contest, the baking competition. But he will not be our judge. The judge is definitely going to still be the royal family. He's basically just the showrunner. Not that that's any small thing, but he is our showrunner character, and he was created by Lurking Tony. And here he is giving a little bit more information to our contestants in these speech bubbles down here, where he's explaining how they will each be given supplies by the supply runner, which is our new character Felix, and that's what each of these boxes are. He'll be taking these boxes to each table for each contestant. And then I really suppose what we should be asking ourselves is what does this first round look like? What is the contest going to be? Like, are they going to be required to make a dessert? Are they going to be required to bake some kind of a dinner? I think dinner should come first. Like, what if this is all just an elaborate ruse for the royals to get a really nice 5-star 8-course meal or something? So we probably should do some kind of dinner. Watch out, Turkey Man, you don't end up in a pot pie over here with Dr. Crow and the nefarious bakery bandits. And I didn't realize it was the same guy. Yeah, it's the same one. I just flipped him, and he's gonna be over here giving his spiel. Well, he does have that first finger curved on top, if that does help. That's right, I don't want to forget. He's got these really clawed shapes here. I don't want to do that to that one. It worked out right back here, but it did not here because I did not have the setup correct. So if you want to do that, that's fine. But all about that face. No, just kidding. That's an old joke. That was probably a really too dated joke. As a Megan trainer. Okay. Something like that. And then this guy in his very fantastic collar here. Like that? Yeah, something like that. And then I need to give him this vest. Like this, and his sleeve for his arm here, like this. And then of course this arm is up. Like that. So just like that, we have mock on in this page. Oh goodness, I didn't draw a very good circle there, but it's the basic idea. In fact, I kind of hate it, so I'm gonna fix it, but that's kind of where I'm going with it, just a bit better. And your ability to draw new characters without drawing the anatomy frankly scares me. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. It depends on how well of a mental picture I have, I guess, going into adding a character. So with, so I have 3 different ways I tend to draw characters, and I did make a video about this. It's called it's how to draw anatomy and poses in 3 different techniques. And it's got the silhouette method, the block and bubble method, and the line of action method. And the thing that you're talking about, where I draw a character without really putting down any anatomy, is more of like the line of action method, where I really just kind of have like a direction in mind. Like I have like with this guy, just like a line of action, and then I put it, well, he was more block and bubble. I did add some bubbles, but with a lot of things, like maybe this is a headshot, so I don't know. It's hard to explain, but some, like with the things where I have a very strong and clear mental picture, it's more of a line of action method for me, where all I gotta do is like know the direction that I'm going, know where I'm looking for all of these. And so with that one line of action, I can build around that if I have a clear enough mental picture. When I don't, I have to really go in with a pencil and like bubble in all the shapes and figure out where the anatomy goes and figure out where the body goes and which way is it tilting and where are we turning and all of that, which is fine too. So you're gonna draw the feet. Space Raptor Infinite. How about that make muffins? How would that make muffins? Ooh, I can see that seriously offending our muffin character if another team was making muffins. He's definitely got, so I don't know if you know this, but he is a burnt muffin. Crumpleton Batterson III is got his scorch marks. He's a little burnt. He's a little, not salty, but definitely a little crusty. He's got these scorch marks on him. And I have a feeling that his bakery obsession is the fact that he is trying to compensate for the fact that he himself is not just the most delectable baked good, and so he'd rather be renowned for making them instead, or correcting what his predecessor couldn't when he created him. There's a lot of headcanon involved with a lot of these. But for sure, if somebody else is making muffins, he would probably either, and maybe Art by Callie, if she swings in here, can let us know, either I would feel Crumpleton Batterson would either also make muffins to one-up them, or alternatively be extremely offended and sabotage their muffin making on principle. Dang, most relatable muffin story like Squidward. Thanks, Pilfer. Yeah, he's there's just a lot of I feel like there's a lot of mileage we can get out of that character, our muffin character. So I'm gonna go ahead and start for now, like for the next step. I think what we can do is start actually inking these guys down here, particularly Mock, because I think that he's solid enough that we could do that. Mainly because we've drawn these headshots for these characters several times already, so on the one hand I don't think that's going to be the most exciting thing to watch, but on the other hand I also feel that I'm going to need to pull up some serious references and really try to nail those expressions so that they send, so that they're so intense and so expressive and really like make you feel something when you look at them, so it's not just another headshot. I want to make sure that it's transmitting something, that it's communicating something. So that's going to definitely take some finessing. So before we jump into finessing all of that and making sure that their expressions are communicating what they need to, I'm going to go ahead and start inking what we do have down here, which are these bottom 2 panels. How weird is it that we're starting at the bottom of the page today and we're going to work our way backwards? Both sickle claws are on the second toe of each foot. First toe is that little toe you see on the ankle as shown in the reference. So kind of like a thumb, right? Like to me it kind of looks like a thumb, the little toe with the, I thought that was the sickle. Am I misunderstanding? It's not, the little toe isn't the sickle. let me know. Let me know in the chat. And we will go ahead and give Mock here some ink. And we'll do like that. And we'll add just the teeniest bit of like shape under there like this. I do feel like these are gonna be gloves, so we're gonna make that a glove. Something like that. Hopefully adding that line didn't do anything weird for this drawing, but we'll find out. And then for the sleeve, we'll go ahead and add that in here like this. And let's start here before we bring down that sleeve to meet the collar. Let's actually add the color. That way we know it lands where it needs to before we put the sleeve in. Same thing on this side. Nope, I'm messing that up. Let me take a step back. And bring that in, and what I might have to do here, since I did bugger that kind of bad, is just make the line thicker and kind of correct it. Does that make sense? So I'm just going to try to smooth that out by just making the line a little bit thicker. I think that had the desired effect, so I think we're good there. And on this Power Ranger thing, we now have a Green Ranger lead. Cody, I think he left, but he would be so disappointed. We went from Pink Ranger leading to now Green Ranger is in the lead. I'm gonna go ahead and leave this up just in case he comes back. I want him to be able to see where we stand with this poll. But it would feel green color is best color. Yeah, we do seem to have a Green Ranger lead right now. We went from having a majority pink for like the first, hasn't been an hour yet, maybe the first hour, and now it's like a green lead out of nowhere. He's caught up and he's surpassed Kimberly as the alleged main character from Power Rangers. I still maintain that it's an ensemble, so I'm going to go ahead and say alleged main character. But that was the intent of this poll, was to establish who the community feels is the main character in Power Rangers. If you had to choose a main character. Alright, and then here we go. With Mock getting his ink right here. Whew. I feel like I'm going a little bit cross-eyed, not gonna lie, but it's okay. We will persevere. I do kind of like the shape with his mouth, so I'm content to keep it. And then this nose, it's just kind of going to poke out above the glasses. And there we go. So we are doing pretty solid work here with this character, considering I only drew him once and then started inking immediately. I'm going to pull out the eraser before I do the rest of his face, particularly those glasses, because I want to make sure I get a nice round shape there. But first, I'm going to start erasing the pen mark we do have the pencil under the pen marks we do have, just to make sure everything's looking nice and clean and correct. And I think that hand looks pretty good. I wasn't sure, because I did go a little rogue away from the pencil marks and started interpreting some lines. And yeah, I think this is coming away pretty clean. Even for those lines that I had to double down on, I made a little bit thicker just to cover up a little wibbly wobbliness by my own penmanship there. But ultimately, I would say that we're still on the right path. And I honestly do feel like I could get that line a little bit, like in one stroke if I use the brush pen. Wish me luck. Because it's awfully risky to come in here with a brush pen to fix a mistake I made with a micron. I guess this vest is just gonna have a very, very heavy weight to it. We need a green and pink ranger. Hi, hello, we're monkeys. I don't think I've said hi to you yet today. Welcome to the stream. We need a green and pink ranger. Oh, you've leveled it out. We're now, okay, so we're back to 50-50. It is no longer an inequitable poll. They have, once again, I do think that it is a pretty equal split. It is very balanced as far as like favorites go and the fandom goes. They do seem to have pretty equal weight among the fan base, as shown by this poll itself. Normally I'm out when you stream. Oh, well, I'm glad you're able to join. And we are adding Lurking Tony's character down here. Well, I'm inking Lurking Tony's character right now. We added him before over here on this side of the page. And we do have a new character today. This is Space Raptor's character over here, who is going to be our supply runner in this comic. So that's what he's currently doing. And that's exactly what Tony's character Mock is explaining in these currently empty speech bubbles that will be filled somewhere down the line with the text that we need. But in the meantime, I did want to try to ink him and sort of make at least some of this permanent. Are you familiar with the comic in general? Have you seen a lot of the other pages? Oh no, my micron pen seems to be... No, wait, there we go, that's fine. I was getting nervous there for a moment. Here we are, adding some line weight just to cover up some wibbly wobblies again. But at least it's on the underside of the glasses. That makes sense for it to be there. I've not seen much of it. Okay, well, my follow-up question to that is, are you in the Discord? Because if not, I can walk you through the pages. But if you are in Discord, I do have a channel set up in the Discord with all the previous pages already in it, so it makes them easily accessible without having to go through all the previous streams to get a sense of what the comic was about. And I just realized I should have done the glasses first, because now I have a line from his face intersecting his glasses. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and end this poll here. And we will maintain that beautiful 50-50 ratio. I think that's fair, especially since the poll has been running for a little while now, and I think we've had a pretty decent response to it. 14 votes at a 50-50 split. I think that's a pretty solid choice. And initially we did have more rangers on there than just these two. We were able to narrow it down to the top 2 favorites and then vote based on that. Alright, Bing, I know that you said you had to go, so I want you to have a really good day, and I will see you again later on. And if you aren't going to be in the Discord, I know Bing probably will, but for everybody else that isn't going to be in the Discord, we will of course stream again in 2 more weeks, but we're not quite at that part yet of the story. Normally I will say all that when we wrap up the stream. I may be on the Discord, but I don't know. This is a new phone and I don't have Discord on it. Well, if you choose to get Discord on your phone, there's a link to my Discord server in the description of my stream video, so you'll be able to access our channel through that. And if you do have any troubles with the links, of course, just let me know in a comment and I will update the links if they need to be updated. They should be good to go. I did set the original link, I set it to do not expire, so ultimately the link should be fine. I think I'm gonna finish inking Tony here, and let me take a quick look at the time. It's 10:35. So yeah, I might finish inking Tony's character here and then work on perhaps figuring out what to put in this speech bubble with your guys' help so that we can really get the wording down correctly. And we might wrap the stream there for today. We might do a little walkthrough of the previous pages. Just to, let's do that really quick. Let's go ahead and walk through these previous pages. You did say that you're not on the Discord, so you haven't seen all of them yet. Let's go ahead and do a quick overview. And to do that, I'm going to need to move the mouse first and drop the riser. So we'll drop the riser. And we'll drop my pen. And let me make sure that we're in focus. All these technicalities. All right, so in focus. We have light on the stream. We have my pencil came apart. That's new. I didn't know that it would even do that, but there we are. Let's back up to the very beginning. I need some beginning music magic sounds. So we're back at the beginning, and we have our first 2 pages from our first 2 streams, and we are introducing those initial characters. So on the stream, we create characters, and we create characters live on the stream, or we add characters live on the stream if you have a pre-existing one you want to add. And these were the first 4 from the very first stream. We have Chase, Earl, Dave, and Zelda, and these 4 were introduced to each other in this scene. We were able to put them all in a scene where they all had a common interest, which was this abandoned cart in the road, and that is what we're seeing here. Dave, who sprung out of the burrow, was the first one to be possessive and lay claim to that cart, and that's kind of the direction we started with. On the second stream, we added a bunch of new characters, 3 new characters, and in order to incorporate them in this scene, we had to find a way to creatively put them in the scene that we had already seen from pretty much every angle. So we did that by putting Lily B under the cart, hiding under the cart. We have Candy hiding in the sack inside the cart. And we have Mrs. Claus hiding behind a tree here, not to be confused with Santa's wife. And that gave us a little bit more of a sense of this environment that we're in, and who the cart originally came from, but we don't really confirm that until we get over here to this spread. So in this spread, we had on stream 3 yet another band of characters created during stream. It's very colorful, and I have a lot of fun coloring these. I like to be able to give you guys the finished pages in this phenomenal kind of like vibrant way. I think that it makes it really fun to see the results from the previous stream on the next one when I do the big reveals at the beginning of every stream. And so yeah, then the third stream we created our villains. That was our villain stream. So we created our trope of baddies, which are these 4 you see right across the middle here. They swoop in, literally dropping down from the trees on the same scene that we have already been living in. And they basically threaten to take all the goods and things in the cart from the other people. And they introduce themselves as the Bakery Bandits in this wide panel here, where Chase and Earl down here say who, And this gives us a chance to really tie everything together. So we added this 3-panel dialogue down here where Lily B is saying they're the ones who ambushed us. Mrs. Claus tells them, yeah, they broke our cart, and Candy says, and ruined all of our supplies, which really creates the catalyst for the next page. Now we've got a complete understanding of all that was happening in the previous 3 pages, even though we didn't really have a plan. We've created this completely on the fly, and we're tying up loose ends and backwards, you know, like we're making it make sense after we've already made the scene, if that like makes sense. But that's the beauty of doing these spur of the moment, in the moment comics, is that we're really kind of like coming up with ideas and then making it make sense by tying it all together afterwards. So with no supplies, what do we do? This little girl skipping on the path tells them, what are you waiting for? The Royal Bake-Off is this way. With nothing left to do, nothing to gain from that cart that they had all been haggling over, they all start this processional towards the kingdom, and we end up out of the woods and on the beach. After we get to the beach, we meet these sussy crab soldiers who ask them to register for the bake-off in teams. So now that's what we've been dealing with, is all of these guys kind of deciding what teams they're on and what they're going to call themselves. Which leads us to last stream, which was this page where we have the Bakery Bandits being devious. And then we have these 4 here, sort of our straggler group, deciding that they're going to all be a team together. And we met for the first time Mock down here, our Master of Ceremonies, who is the guy who's lining over here at the end of today's page, who is going to basically lay down the ground rules for this competition, today's bake-off, the contest that they're all trying to do. And since we do like to create comics or characters in stream for new attendees who like to create characters, Space Raptor Infinite gave us Felix. And he is going to be our supply runner. He's going to basically be neutral. He's going to supply all the teams, which gives him the perfect opportunity to make friends with all of them as well. So yes, Space Raptor, I sure hope Felix is accepted within the new group. I think he will be. I mean, he is an essential part of their success, given that he is their supply runner, so I think he's got good chances. That said, let me bring my riser back in here so that we can bring the book back up high so that you guys are getting a much cleaner look at what we're doing. And briefly, I'm going to show you just the placeholders that I've scribbled in for these top 3 panels. These are going to be those intense pre-kickoff expressions, basically all their battle faces, ready to compete and looking super intense on their teams before we get down here to the Master of Ceremonies actually laying down or establishing the functionality, I suppose, or the way things will proceed here with our speech bubble at the bottom. We hire monkeys, not like my villain, a man with his underwear on the outside of his trousers. Wait, do you have a comic? Is that really the villain in your story? A man with his underwear on the outside of his trousers. Oh man, that does sound quirky and probably also very colorful. I am going to go ahead and finish adding ink to our friend here, Mock, and once we do that, I'm probably going to wrap up the stream for today, but I definitely want you guys to come back so that we can do more with these characters and really push this contest in new directions. I'm going to need your ideas for sure. Why We Hire Monkeys, my book I'm writing. It has ridiculous superheroes and villains. Sounds like a good book. And, is it one that you're writing online, or do you think you'll print it? Let's see if I can get this guy's hair to look just right. One challenge I am facing when trying to draw these up on this riser is I have a spotlight right here. You're seeing the cast shadow on my hand. To try to light these pages so that you guys aren't seeing... Sorry, that was probably kind of loud. So you guys aren't seeing a really dull looking book. And the only problem I'm having with it is it's also kind of blinding me a little bit. So I'm trying to lay down these lines and I'm not always able to see. I'm kind of like drawing in a blind spot. So then when I lift the pen, I'll find I like went outside of the line or something. So I'm overcorrecting on some of these, but I think that they're still passable, and I'll try to find another solution for that problem later. Because just being blinded by the light is not optimal for drawing. I want to print it eventually. That's fun. Printing is really good. And there are so many options nowadays for printing your own stories. If you wanted to do print on demand, there's services like lulu.com. I've printed books through them. There's also blurb.com does really good prints, or they do really good books if you're going to print like books that have imagery in them. I know that they handle that really well as far as like putting pictures in books. So for example, let me grab, I say this and then I scoot back and I don't see the book. There it is. Let me grab this book. I printed this book at blurb.com, and this book, let me go ahead and drop that in here, is an anthology that I made with a bunch of friends, kind of like how I'm making this comic book with you guys now. I created a story with a bunch of friends who created their own characters. So all these characters on the cover were each made by a different person, just like the ones in our comic book, and they each contributed to the story. So it's like you would go in and you would write a paragraph at a time and then pass the story to the next person, and they would add something to it. And so we did this for a while, and we ended up with this huge timeline and all of these stories and all of these characters who lived in this world. But we printed inside the book pictures as well as text. And my point was that blurb.com handles this really well. So I was able to put like this picture of like their steampunk city in here, and there's a lot of text, but there's also pictures as well, so stuff like that. We've got some photos of all these characters in here, some memes that were done and filled out by the artist creators, things like that. Even some of these sketches that are just here in the stories themselves. So things, Blurb handles that really well. Lulu.com will print books for you that look like this. So Lulu.com prints kind of tall books. They're taller than average, but they can do traditional, just regular written stories like this. So, two services I've tried and can recommend. They worked out pretty well. Although I have read some publicity that Lulu has sort of gone off the rails a little bit. There's a little bit of sketch involved with people not being able to log into their accounts anymore. So definitely do your due diligence before you go and print with them. While I have gotten good quality prints out of them for books, I don't know whether or not they are as customer friendly now as they used to be. Pilfer, moving 5-tiered cakes is so stressful. I bet. Oh my gosh, the fear of ruining them. I want to now, but my desk is not set up properly. Did an art stream or two before I had a seizure, broke my back, and used a digital graphics tablet with the screen. That is an intense number of issues you have faced. I am very sorry to hear that, and I hope you're feeling so much better. Pilfer, Lily will accept you if you let her ride the Raptor Yeehaw. She's like, for reference, in case you don't know, Space Raptor Infinite, Lily Bee is the rabbit. So, right here, the rabbit climbing on the table, that's Lily Bee. And you do realize he has back spines, right? Good point. Good point. Making all the valid points. Let's get this guy's hair up here. Looking like it should. And yeah, maybe that'll do. Hopefully I have hit the mark on this with his hair and with his glasses. Where's my eraser? There we go. So we'll erase all our pencil marks and see what we've got. Mock here has just got the biggest hair, the biggest poof of hair. This is lemon blonde hair. All right, looking good, looking good. I will say there is a small spot here. I'm just gonna grab this white pen and start marking that out where the face intersected the glasses a bit, but honestly, we probably won't see it anyway once they're fully filled in. I didn't think about that. The glasses are like entirely blacked in, so maybe that was completely unnecessary, but nonetheless, here we go. We'll create this little sheen that we got on the glasses there from this space over here as well. And then it's time to hold my breath and draw with a brush pen again. I loved this thing when I first started with it, but then I realized there are some things that you just can't do with a brush pen if you want to have any sense of control over how it turns out, or at least for me, because I apparently do not have the greatest hand-eye coordination when it comes to this stuff. I'm thinking so hard, guys, about the lines that I'm making that I'm not even talking. It's a sheer demonstration of my willpower to use this pen carefully. I'm pretty sure I have We Hire Monkeys. I'm pretty sure I have some random Neil Diamond song in my head now. Deadlight Switch, welcome back! Yeah, I'm still streaming, although we're gonna finish the line art here and on this one character, and that's where we'll end today. But for the time being, we are still here, and I don't know if you noticed, but we have concluded our Power Angel rivalry poll, and the results, I think, speak for themselves. Did you buy Lost Rainforest? What's that? Is that a game? There we go. Glasses complete. Feeling pretty good about that. I did just realize I'm missing the shiny squiggly scooty for this shiny fabric he's got on here. I'm not sure that's the best place to put it, so let's see if we can find a better. So if the sheen is going like this way, that's where that should be. So let's try that, but let's do it with, like I mentioned before, for super, super fine lines, I want to use the point. Can you read that? Probably not. Okay, let me flip this way. There we go. The 0.005 micron pen. And then I'll just come in here and very, very ever so lightly. Oh no, may I have to get it wet again? The magic may have run out from yesterday. I'm not even sure you're supposed to get these wet. That's a shame. I'll just do it another way, that's okay. Whew, I'll get it next time. It's a YA book about magic animals and it's fun. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's right, Deadlight Switch went to a bookstore. That's right, that's right, that's right. Did you walk away with any treasures? What has your journey wrought? It's basically the big toe. Space Raptor, the arch claw for Felix is basically big toe. Okay, I kind of figured because it did seem like, it's kind of like having a thumb, like it would be the toe then, because it does seem, because you were telling me like the, did you call it a sickle? No, see now I can't remember, but you were saying like the raised claw would go on the short toe. So I think I get it. And that's how I'll do it here. So I see what you're saying. So if it's on the thumb or on the toe, it's on the inside of the foot, not the outside. So it's fine here, and that's why this one looks right, because it's on the inside of the foot. Oh no, that's the back leg. So technically speaking, that could still be there, but it needs to be, we need to see it as an inside line, like that. And then this being the forward-facing leg, because it overlaps that one, that toe should be here, facing inward. Yeah. I don't know what that word means, LA Switch, but it's flagged. Your post is flagged. The arch, okay, well, I trust you. We're gonna allow it through. Here we go. Toilet Bound and Danganronpa book. You guys are really challenging me with words today that I have to read in the chat. And I'm like blinking so much because this light, this stream light is like, oh, it's so bright and it's hard to see past. The things we do for a quality stream to get that quality picture, that quality visual, this nicely lit book. Yeah, so next stream I will have this page completely inked and colored for you, including Space Raptor Infinite, your character, who will also be fully inked, fully colored, and then we will move on. We will proceed to the actual flurry of activity of the characters trying to come up with their first contest piece, which I assume is going to be some kind of baked good, whether that be like, and if we're doing dinners before desserts, which I think we should, dinners before desserts, I'm thinking there's going to be like a pot pie or like a quiche or some scalped potatoes or something baked. If that's the theme of the game, is it's a bake-off, it's got to be a baked dinner. So I challenge you, your homework from this stream is to start thinking in terms of baked meals, not just baked goods, like as in sweet treats, but baked meals, and see what we can use for our next challenge, whether that's going to be like baked potatoes or, you know, any number of things. It could be a pizza. Pizza is a baked meal, it's a baked good, and I would say a crowd favorite. So yeah, I definitely could see somebody, one of these teams, using pizza as their signature dish. I have a HP laptop from 2013 and it's still a fighter for art creation. That's really good. We hire monkeys. I'm kind of in the same boat with this Mac over here. I've had this thing since like 2011 or 2012. I'm not sure which year, but it's been here for like ever. And the only reason why I'm now on this one that is filming me right now is because Mac decided it didn't like my animation software anymore. It decided it was 64-bit only devices, so all 32-bit software is now obsolete. And so being that my animation software is 32-bit, it now lives on this PC in front of me and not on my trusty Mac that has survived a decade with me. But I hear ya on that, like, those old devices that are still kicking, they start garnering that sentimental value. Chips. We hire monkeys? Are you suggesting that we make chips? Okay, so that in mind, first thing we need to do before we move on is take a look over here, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you, and we're going to go over here to the community tab. So let's do that. And on the community tab, this is where you will always find my streaming schedule. And this is really great because it'll let you know when my regular videos are coming out, but it also tells you which weekends we are streaming on, which is every other weekend. But if you're not sure if there was a stream the previous one, you can always check the community tab. So this will always be updated every month. And our stream today is right here, April 2nd. The next stream will be April 16th. We should have 2 videos between now and then. I don't know yet what they're going to be. I've got like a huge laundry list of videos I want to make, and I am always open to suggestions. If you have a video you would like me to make that would be something you're interested in, you can always tell me. But as of right now, this is the schedule. So I will come back on April 16th with today's page in full color and also some new cards. So if you're looking forward to those stream cards, let me go ahead and bring myself back on camera. If you're looking forward to stream cards, and that is one of the things that got you hyped for the stream in the first place, we will be adding more stream cards between now and the next stream. And so I will have new cards to reveal to you at that time, and maybe even possibly be doing the first giveaway for stream cards by April 16th. So make sure to try and be here if you can, and stay tuned because I will be updating those as we go, and I really am excited to get these printed and over to you, and I can't wait to show them to you once I have them physically in hand. So look forward to that. I will see you next stream on April 16th. On April 16th, that's going to be a Saturday, and it'll be at 8 o'clock PST, 11 o'clock EST. Yes, I said that correctly. Alright, unfortunately I need to go out at the weekend as I can't drive myself and taxis are expensive. Never fully understand what the claw would be used for. Any guesses? I will think on that and let you know next time. Space Raptor Infinite, good luck with the ride situation. We hire monkeys, and I will see you guys next stream. Okay? Bye!